Hello there, mathematicians. Today we're going to be working on a new skill, and it is division. I can't wait to get started, so let's go ahead. First, we want to take a look at our clear learning target, so let's read it together. I can use models to write and solve division equations. You ready? I'm sure you are. You're going to do a great job. So, I want to go ahead and let you know some new vocabulary that you might need as we're doing some division problems. When you divide, you're separating items into even or equal groups, and that's really important that they're equal. The number that you begin with, usually how many you have in your entire group, is the dividend. The number you're dividing by is the divisor. And when you get your answer, it's called the quotient. Don't worry, you won't have to memorize those new words, but I want to make sure that you've got them in case you need them. Let's try some math. Let's start off with a very simple question here. Take a look at the picture and talk about what you notice. I definitely noticed some cookies there. They're kind of making me a little hungry. I also noticed that there are 2 plates. I wonder if maybe 2 friends are trying to share the cookies. And I know when we're dividing, we want to do that equally. Let's look at it a little closer. How many plates did we see there? I saw 2 plates. I want to write that down. How many cookies are there in all? I'll give you a moment to count. There are 8 cookies in all. Can we split those cookies evenly into groups? We want to put the same amount on each plate. I think we can do that. So we're going to write an equation so that we can divide these 8 cookies onto these 2 plates. We've already got our numbers in the right place. We want to include that division symbol right here in the middle. So we'll be doing 8 divided by 2. So what we can do is take a moment to draw a little picture on our board. That way we can actually put those cookies on the plate. So I'm going to draw 1 cookie here. That means I've also got to put 1 cookie here because remember, we want to keep them equal. Well, that's only 2 cookies, and we have 8 cookies, so I think we should keep going. A cookie for this friend and 1 for this friend. That still only gives us 4 cookies. Let's keep going. Still even, but that's only 6 cookies. Let's draw 1 more for each friend. Do both plates have the same number of cookies? They sure do. How many cookies are on each plate? 4 over here and 4 over here. Well, guess what? That's our quotient, or our answer right here. 8 divided by 2 equals 4. You're already dividing, and we just started. Way to go. Let's take a look at a new picture here. What do you notice? I see 5 friends. They look pretty excited. And I also see some balloons. Can you take a second to count how many balloons you see? Did you count 10 balloons? So did I. Nice job. So, how many balloons are there? That's right. We decided there were 10. How many children or friends do we see trying to share those balloons? That's right. There are 5. Let's put that division symbol in the middle here. We want to figure out how many balloons each friend can get. So we have those 10 balloons divided by 5 friends here. Now, it helps to have our picture nearby. So I'm going to draw our 10 balloons on the board, and I'll put some strings on them. Alrighty. So we want to make sure that each friend gets a balloon, but we also want to make sure that those friends can split them evenly. So we're going to look a little bit closer at that same picture. How many balloons did we count in all? That's right, there were 10 balloons. And how many children do we see trying to share those balloons? That's right, there are 5. So we've got our equation here, and it's going to be 10 divided by 5. Well, once again, we want to make sure we're splitting those balloons up evenly. So I'm going to draw those friends right here on our board. Now, of course, they won't look as good as our picture on the screen, but that's okay. I'm still going to be able to solve. So there are my 5 friends, and we're going to start passing out balloons to them. Here's a balloon for this friend, this one, this one, this one, and this one. Well, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 balloons. But how many did we have? 10. So we can give our friends some more balloons. Take a moment to count and see if we've got 10 balloons on our board, just like we had on the screen. Nice job. Now, how many balloons does each friend have? It might help if I circle one for you to see it a little more clearly. Remember, when we divide, we want to make sure that they're split evenly or equally. So each friend has 2 balloons. That means our quotient, or our answer here, 10 divided by 5, is 2. Excellent job with that division, guys. Let's keep going. Now we've got a new division problem where we're going to be separating socks. Now, just like when we're doing laundry at home and separating those socks, we want to put them into groups of 2. So we want to write a division equation we can use to separate these socks into pairs or groups of 2. First, we need to see how many socks we have in all. Will you take a second to count them? All right, I counted 6 socks. And the problem has already told us that we want to divide them into groups of 2. So that'll be 6 divided by 2. We're going to take a moment to solve that here, and a picture can always help. Now, I know that I'm not that great at drawing socks, but I think I can manage for right now. Oh, that's a funny looking sock, but it'll still get the job done. So we want to make sure that we've got the same picture or the same amount like we see on our picture. Oh, that's a really funny sock. Getting better as I go, I think. All right. Oh, these socks. I think I jinxed myself. But you know what? My picture doesn't have to be perfect as long as it helps me solve. And we want to divide them into groups of how many? 2. So here's one group of 2, a second group of 2, and a third group of 2. How many groups did we end up making? 1, 2, 3. There's our answer, guys. 6 divided by 2 is 3. Very nice job. Now we're going to look at a picture that might look familiar if you joined me for our multiplication lesson. We've got some balloons here, and there are 15 of them, but they're divided into groups. We want to pick the equation that matches what we see here. The first equation says 3 plus 5. Do you see 3 balloons and then 5 more balloons? Me neither. What about 4 times 2? I know from our multiplication lesson that that would mean 4 groups of 2, and I don't see any groups of 2. The last equation says 15 divided by 3. That one seems to fit because we know that there are 15 balloons in all, and they're divided into how many groups? That's right, 3. Excellent job. Let's see about solving this story problem here. There are 14 children waiting to ride the teacup ride. Each teacup can hold 2 children. How many teacups are needed so all the children can ride? How can we make a model to solve? Well, it might be helpful first to draw those 14 children. And I don't want to spend too much time drawing my stick people again, so my children today are just going to be circles. One thing I've noticed as I continue to draw pictures for my math is that if I put my circles all over, it's going to be a little bit harder to count them. So I'm going to kind of put them in a row here so that I can easily figure out what I need. Like right here, I can look and see that there are 6, but I need to draw 14. That's 8, 10, 12, and 14. So we've got those 14 children who are waiting to ride. What else do we know? That each teacup can hold 2 children. I want to record those important numbers too. 14, and each teacup can hold 2. Our division equation here is going to be 14 divided by 2. Let's work to solve that. So here's our group of 14. We want to circle them into groups of 2. Let's see how many we can make. Will you take a second to count how many groups we've made? Did you get 7? Me too, Symbol. I also got 7. Our answer there is 7. Way to go. Ooh, now we've got a problem with some donuts. I love donuts. How can we write an equation to solve how those 18 donuts are divided into boxes? So the number we want to start with is how many we have in all, and luckily the problem has told us that there's how many? Did you catch it? 18 donuts. That's the number we'll start with. Go ahead and include our division symbol, and now let's look at the picture. How many boxes are they divided into? 3? You got it. So our problem here will be 18 divided by 3. Now you could take a moment to draw out 18 dots or circles and then circle them in groups of 3. You could also use the picture here because it's very helpful. How many donuts do you see in each box? Take a moment to double check. That's right. There are 6. 18 divided by 3 equals 6. Very nice job. Thank you for working so hard with me today, and I hope you keep practicing those division skills. See you next time.